Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Aft. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. If you own a Pixel 4a smartphone, you've likely noticed that it works a little bit crappier now than it used to as a result of a recent update that came out. You may wonder what I'm talking about when I say update, because this phone stopped being supported for security updates several years ago. Just because they stopped supporting it for updates that allow you to actually be up to date for security does not mean that you're not ineligible for updates that turn your phone into mostly a brick. The Pixel 4a is a phone that is near and dear to my heart. It is the last one of the Pixel phones that you can touch the back of without getting fingerprint smudges on it. They used a nice material on it before they switched to this trendy glass bullshit. It's one of the last Pixel phones where you have the fingerprint sensor on the back of the screen. So having it on the front of the screen means I have to do this. On the back of the screen means I just have to do this with my finger already there. It's also usually more accurate. It has less errors. I miss that little phone. I really do. I mean, it doesn't have a micro SD card slot, but at least it had a headphone jack, so I could plug a microphone into it if I wanted to for walking around and doing a live stream. So this comes from Google themselves, Pixel 4a Battery Performance Program. Summary of the program. Google has determined that certain Pixel 4a phones require a software update to improve the stability of the battery's performance. An automatic update to Android 13 will roll out to all Pixel 4a devices starting January 8th, 2025. For some devices, impacted devices, the software update reduces available battery capacity and impacts charging performance. We want our customers to have the best possible experience with our products, so users of these impacted devices are eligible for an appeasement from Google. Not all Pixel 4a devices are impacted by the reduction in battery capacity and charging performance. Therefore, if your device is not impacted, your battery will perform the same as it did before, and you will not be eligible for appeasement. You can find out if your device is eligible here. Changes coming to your device's battery management. From January 8th, 2025, Pixel 4a devices will receive an automatic software update to Android 13. After the software update is downloaded, your device will restart automatically to apply the update. For some devices, impacted devices, the update includes new battery management features to improve the stability of your battery's performance, so the battery may last for shorter periods between charges. Battery replacement is available at walk-in repair centers in the US, Canada, UK, Germany, Singapore, and India. Mail-in repair is also available for customers in the United States. If your battery replacement is not convenient, or you would like to explore other options, you can also visit our registration page to claim one of the other appeasement options. $50 converted to your local currency payment, $100 converted to your local currency, Google hardware discount code applicable towards the purchase of another Pixel phone on the Google Store. And there's a number of reasons that this is troubling. So the first is that the trade-in value of this phone, if you were to actually just sell the thing on eBay or Craigslist or anywhere else, is usually considerably above the that they're offering you. The trade-in value that they're offering converted to your local currency, the trade-in value is towards a phone at the full retail price, and there are often these coupon codes, discounts, other websites selling it for cheaper. So what they're offering you is below market for this particular device that has some sort of design flaw for them to be doing this. All lithium-ion batteries go bad over time. This is a fact. Very few hardware manufacturers, if any, are purposely pushing out updates that completely nerf the battery life of your phone and making it mandatory for you to opt into this type of thing unless there is a serious problem. So this is from the Pixel 4a subreddit. Certainly seems battery defect related because they are sending this type of box out. This is a box that is very similar to what was sent out for other phones that were known to randomly go on fire that many of you are likely familiar with. This gentleman lives in a country where they are not offering that particular solution. So he had $50 of compensation from Google, yet he wound up paying over 69 euros to actually get the repair, which means that he's again, there's a design flaw in the device. It's better than nothing, but he's still kind of worse off than he would have been if he purchased a device that did not have this type of issue with the battery. And again, when I say design flaw, I use that language because usually you're not getting mandatory updates in a box like this sent out unless there's some sort of serious issue. Why do new batteries show the same restrictions as the old batteries and have the same problem? So if I've had my firmware updated and I had my battery replaced, why is it that even after getting it done, I'm still having all these issues? Why are we targeting specific serial numbers if this is related to age? Targeting specific serial numbers is something you do if you know you have a batch of batteries that's likely bad or going to explode. If this was an issue of age, we would be targeting all phones that are 4 years old, not only specific serial numbers. If the batteries are dangerous, and they're dangerous enough that when you have customers send the phone back, they're sending it back in this fucking box, then why are you allowing continued use of the phone? And above all, why is the trade-in value of the phone better than the actual compensation you're providing? I can sell this thing for $110 to $130 on eBay. You're offering a $100 trade-in value that cannot be used in addition to any other coupons or discounts. Even authorized battery replacements do not appear to be fixing the issue. If you take a look at this particular one, replace the battery, but still have a warning. Today, the battery of my Pixel 4a was placed in a local shop with a Google original battery, but the system warning is still there, and also the message over here. and it's draining fast. There's this one thing that used to happen with Apple products back in the day with the butterfly keyboards that came out, where people would ask me, like they would say, can you replace the keyboard? And I'd say, I really don't want to fucking do that. And they'd say, okay, but if you were to do it, would you be using an Apple part? And I would say, unfortunately. And they go, what do you mean, unfortunately? And I would say, this part is bad by design. It has a functional design flaw. So if I were to replace this part with the part made by Apple, that would be unfortunate for you because you're going to have the exact same issue after you give me $200 to $300. You don't want me to replace this part. Even if I give you an Apple part, that's even worse. I mean, at that time, there were no knockoff keyboards that I know of or third-party keyboards or anything. So there's a very good chance that if you have this replaced outside of an authorized repair shop, even if you are getting an OEM battery, that's actually the problem. Google has been blaming people who get this replaced outside of a Google authorized repair shop, saying that's why this happened to you. But this could very well be this interesting shell game that's going on here, where getting an OEM battery that is not some sort of updated battery that they've given you could actually be part of the issue, because you're getting the exact same part put in there. That was the issue to begin with. And very often I try to avoid these type of repairs where I know I'm replacing a faulty product with another faulty product. An example, back in the day with the 2011 MacBook Pro GPUs, if people said, I don't want a refurbished board with a different GPU, can you get me a replacement 820-2915 board? I would say, I do not want to do this. But Louis, I'll give you $800 for it, and the part is $500. I do not want to do it because I know it's going to fail. The original part has a fundamental design flaw, and I think that is part of what's going on here. Another one, I changed my battery a month before the upgrade, but after I got the exclamation point. Any tips? Tip, never buy a Pixel again. Updated an hour ago with Google support till now, till they closed to me, told them I applied for the refund, and now I changed the battery. I still got the exclamation mark, told me to wait for a resolution for 21 days and they'll get to me via email. I told them the refund is not the issue, it's the mark in the new battery that's wrong. Anyway, ended up saying it's a technical mishap because I didn't replace it at a service center, but I did it myself. It worked flawlessly up until an hour ago before the update. This is not even what Apple is doing with their updates. Apple created an update for the iPhone a long time ago that would slow down the phone if your battery was considerably degraded. And I'm not saying that it's right that they didn't disclose this to people, but it does make sense that you do this. When a lithium-ion battery is degraded, it is not going to be able to put out as much power as it did before, particularly if it's cold outside or the percentage is low. So if you have a battery that's dropped below 20%, it is cold outside, and you try to use the full 100% CPU on your phone, it's probably going to crash or die unless you either A, get a new battery, B, charge it up and go to someplace warmer, C, stop using 100% CPU on your phone. So it made sense that they were clocking it down. There was a technical reason for that. The issue with what Apple did is not slowing down the battery in the phone. The issue with what Apple did is not providing you, hey, by the way, your battery is degraded. We are going to slow down your phone so that it does not freeze, thereby letting you know what's going on so that if you wanted your phone to continue working like before, you knew that you had to replace the battery. What Apple did that was wrong is not giving you an opportunity to understand what's going on so that you had an opportunity to replace the battery rather than say, oh, my phone just must be on the fritz. Maybe its CPU is dying. Maybe its board is dying. Maybe the baseband is bad. Let me buy another one. There's a technical reason to do something like this, but you really have to be clear about what that technical reason is with your users. And you have to have a better rollout for it than what Google has here. There are people that are asking if this is a case of planned obsolescence. Planned obsolescence is the idea that a company plans for what you bought and paid for it to become obsolete and therefore useless in a specific period of time so that you buy another one. I don't think it's planned obsolescence. I think it's crappy customer service, which to me is a distinction without a difference. People will argue over what planned obsolescence is. Is planned obsolescence when people are doing this in a smoky room going on January 28th, the Pixel will no longer work? Or is this just a case of combining a design flaw with lack of accountability, with vague communication, with poor customer service, altogether just happening to create the circumstances where you really want to get a new device? Like, it's not planned obsolescence. It's just you combine all these things together and you wind up getting the same result. For me personally, I don't care whether or not this is planned or unplanned. I don't care whether there is malicious intent or it's just stupidity and a general lack of care for the consumer, because at the end of the day, you wind up with the exact same result. A bunch of people purchase this product, and while they are outside of warranty and have virtually no right to demand that Google do a fix for free, when you buy a smartphone at full price that cost over $600 at release, you kind of hope that you have something that 3 or 4 years later is not going to turn into this. I don't think that it's nefarious. I just think it's shitty customer service. I want to freak everybody out if this is not a serious issue, but they don't know if it's a serious issue yet. So you're kind of walking this weird line where no batteries have exploded publicly yet. Maybe we can just nerf the phone, and nerfing the phone is probably better. Having people complain about the phone being nerfed because it's old anyway and very few people probably use it, versus having something actually explode in somebody's pocket. But if there is a chance of this exploding in somebody's pocket, if that's the issue, you really got to be honest with that. Again, why are you targeting specific serial numbers if it's age related? If the batteries are dangerous, why are you allowing people to continue using it? And why is it after you replace the battery, you're getting the same restriction? In my opinion, the reason you're getting the same restriction after you replace the battery is because they don't know why that battery is bad. That's just my opinion. I think that they're giving you replacements that came from the same original stock, and they don't really know which batteries are the good ones and which ones aren't. They don't know, is this a bad batch, or is this a genuine design flaw where all of these are going to go bad? Because there's a difference between you got a bad batch because they made a bad batch that day versus this is just a bad recipe and every single thing is bad. There are ways that a company acts when they are trying to screw you over. There are ways a company acts when they're trying to take away the rights of ownership. And then there are ways companies act when they just honestly don't know what's going on. And this entire situation just seems like a case where it's not even like they're lying to you. They just don't know what to tell you yet because they're still figuring it out. I'm not saying that makes it acceptable, but that's what it seems like. There's planned obsolescence and there's unplanned stupidity. But like, again, a distinction without a difference. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Now, I'm going to show you what it's like to try to give Mr. Clinton the cat his pill. He is not happy about that shit. Damn straight, boy. See you in the next one. Let's see. Clinty. You see it? Clinty? Hi. Hey. Oh God, he saw it. Clinty? It's time for your pill. Watch, I'm gonna do this. Oh God, he saw the pill. Gotta go. Clinty, it's time for your shot. I sound like the wife from Memento. Clinty, don't kill me. Don't kill me.